guys, it's that time. It's January.
Fuck you, it's January!
All the best movies come out.
All the best movies come out in January. Last January, we had, our friends at RLM always saying, fuck you, it's January. And they're right, because a lot of studios seem to dump crap in this month to just kind of get it out of the way, whereas people maybe not yet filtered all into the theaters. If you're bored this week, what can you see? Well, you can see Primate, or you can see Greenland 2,
Or
The
Anaconda.
Migration.
I haven't seen Anaconda.
The what? The Greenland 2? What happened to Greenland 1? I actually looked it up, and I was like, wait a minute, I think I did see Greenland 1. What are they going to do in Greenland 2? The asteroids hit a second time?
Bigger.
I don't know. But we chose to watch Primate, which is a horror film, thriller, with Chimpanzee. A little bit. That's what it's listed here. Right? It's
okay.
horror, mystery, and thriller. I don't know about that. But they basically had a practical suit, a very, very well, really awesome-looking suit, and a man in the suit, a performance from this guy. And then
Nothing
they kind of
like
added
Congo.
a little bit of spicing it up with some special effects. But Primate, basically, one of the more simple stories, okay? You got a pet chimpanzee who gets rabies
It goes crazy.
and starts ripping people up. That is the plot. There is no plot. There is no characters. What are you going to Primate for? I went to Primate for to watch people get their faces ripped off and get beat up by a chimpanzee, and that's exactly what you get. So I'm telling you, I'm surprised, but this movie is not terrible. Okay, it's a lot better than last year's January horror, which was Night Swim. This is way better than Night Swim.
Yes.
And I was surprised by some of the kills, the straightforwardness, and the film was elevated by its soundtrack. I really enjoyed the soundtrack. It's like it takes me back to like the 80s, 90s horror films. Almost some of the tracks sound like XCOM when you're kind of in the geoscape looking for the aliens and stuff. It was the impressive soundtrack which elevated it, but very straightforward, very light on plot. The characters are hard to care about.
Yeah.
I thought maybe they spent too much time in the pool. Okay, apparently we no longer like pools from Night Swim, but they spent too much time in the pool, and if they had varied that up a little bit more, I think it could have gotten better. But it's not bad. I was kind of surprised with it. If you're looking for what I was looking for, chimpanzee killing people, you do get that. That delivers. What did you guys think of Primate? Do you think it's worth going to the theaters and checking out?
If you do, honestly, you're just gonna go for a good time, have some drinks. The best thing I could say, it is the kills. It is better than fucking Sloth. I was hoping Sloth would have been better. Those characters were fucking annoying.
Yeah.
These weren't as annoying. But you don't really care about any of the characters.
They
you
take
don't care.
this more seriously.
Yeah, there's no final girl or anything like that. And yeah, I agree. They do spend too much time in the pool. I like some of the tension that had when they were inside the house. If they would have done more of the inside of the house stuff, maybe it could have raised it up for me a little bit better, because they had some good moments. It's like, oh shit, what's going to happen next? This and that.
There is tension.
Yeah, there is. But like you said, there's a lot of time in the pool. You don't care about the characters. It's pretty much straightforward, but it is better if you have drinks. It's like one of my movies. If you guys are just like farting around, just drinking, and you don't have to pay attention. You just see, oh shit, the fucking thing's killing someone.
Yeah, well,
That's it.
One of our buddies, Jacob, loves monkeys and chimpanzees. He was in our Lollipop Chainsaw review. If you want to go watch that, I teleport into the shower with him or something like that, and he turns into a cheerleader. But he's always had kind of an obsession with these. And for me, I always thought this in my head. I was like, well, what happens I mean, these things are freakishly strong. And if you fuck around or you piss it off, I mean, that can just turn on you in an instant. Now, they have the excuse here of rabies, which I thought was clever because it's like, how are we going to do this? But
yeah, it kind of reminded me.
if you have a fear of this, what I'm saying is you're gonna like it.
What was that? Was it? No, oh god, I forgot what movie it was where they had a television chimpanzee kind of went crazy. It was a Jordan Peele movie.
Oh yeah. That was Nope, right?
Nope. Yeah, that's what it's thinking. Kind of like it's like, look, you try to be friendly, like you have to a certain extent. You can't keep it as a pet.
I remember that.
All right, these are fucking animals that can hurt you and rip you fucking apart.
Yeah.
You have to be careful. It's like, oh, this
Which
is kind
does
of what
happen in
happens.
this film.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree. It's not terrible. I just think that 3/4 of the movie, it goes from really cool scenes to boring as fuck to really cool scene. And then we only get tension towards like probably the last 15 minutes of this movie. So I don't know if the writer, and I know it's his baby, and he just needed someone else's eyes on it, because I think there were so many opportunities. They did something kind of cool. They tell the story a little out of order, only once in the very beginning, and I think it was a really cool thing that they did. They showed how violent this movie's going to get. First 30 seconds, I thought was brilliant, because it's a really cool scene, and it's crazy. And then they goes through, but that middle section just, it drags ass when the chimp isn't doing the chimp horror thing, and it is just not very compelling or interesting, and it's not tense until we get to the end, and people are like, well, maybe we can get out of this fucking pool.
Yeah.
So I think if you're looking for a monster movie, it's fine. It's actually way better than I expected. I was expecting like dog shit January horror movie, but I'm almost more mad that like this movie actually had way more potential than I thought it was going to be, and like the premise is kind of
so
cool.
Because it was starting to reel you in, you were like, okay, let's do something.
Yeah.
Let's do something, and then we just didn't do anything for like a fucking hour, and then towards the very end of the movie, it's like cool things have picked up. So not terrible.
He also did Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City.
This director?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yuck.
47 meters down.
So
This movie's better.
maybe it just doesn't jive. His style doesn't jive with me. But for me, it felt like we were getting a cool scene, which I appreciated,
Yeah.
to fucking boring, to like cool scene, and there just wasn't. I want to see this chimp hunt these people down and almost stalk them, because they don't play it up as like there are times where it's like it's a guy in a suit purposely screwing with them, and it's great. Like those scenes are so fun, and and I just wanted more and more of those throughout the movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, it basically they take it very seriously, and and in that angle they don't go camp, and I think maybe it does prevent them from doing some of their worst tendencies, because when directors and writers do that, they can get over the top, or it can fall on its face pretty flat. Here, it was taken more serious. It's like, what would actually happen if you had a pet that had rabies and it can't swim? So, how do we do this? Now, that's not to say that because you take it seriously, there's not the horror tropes. And this film leans on the horror tropes. It throws them in, I think, on purpose. There are stupid moments. There are, oh my God, plot holes, and why would you do that? And we'll talk about some of those that's oh so fun to talk about in the spoiler section. So, know that there's the I'm gonna trip on my shoelace, and then writhe around on the ground while the killer comes out, stuff like that. That's not exactly what happens, but I'm just saying, like, the dumb shit that happens. There's a lot of dumb shit. At one point they meet up with these boys. When she's on the plane going to Hawaii, which is where this is located. Beautiful location, by the way. It always seems to me like horror movies, all you really need is one good location and an impressive house, and that's what this has.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if this place is real, because it kind of doesn't look like it when they do a wide shot, but the house itself is real and is impressive, and the pool area is nice, and it's like, yeah, we can make a movie here.
I think they wasted some potential there. It's like you could have done a lot in that property.
A lot with it. Yeah, they do a little bit with it.
But when are you spending time in the goddamn house?
Yes.
But overall, I did enjoy it, and if you are looking for something to watch, or you're interested in chimpanzees and sort of horror movies with this angle, it might actually satisfy you. And I think it'll go over well with audiences. It's so often that these fall flat or exploitative or just not very good with the Blumhouse stuff like Imaginary and Night Swim and all these other ones. This one actually executes fairly well. And I think the only thing that we're lamenting is that because it executes it somewhat well, we wanted it to really press on the gas. And it doesn't really press the... I mean, there are a few gory kills, which I enjoyed. It's just adequate, okay? That's
It's
Primate.
fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
So if you want something to do, you can go out and see Primate, or I don't know about Greenland 2. I love Gerard Butler. That's why I like watch all of his movies, but I guess I'll have to watch that one later. But that's Primate. Fairly simple. At no point is there emotion. They try to play a little bit with the emotion towards the end. I don't feel anything. Their father is deaf, and so he's using a sign language. So they use some creativity there, which I thought was good. And you have your standard characters that you want to see killed. And you even have some characters that are like, you're fucking asshole, I want you to die. And then later on you're like, okay, well, maybe I had you judged wrong. So if you like those types of films, and this is clearly, the teenager, kids having sex and doing things. There's not a sex scene in this, but it's like
they're just like, oh, we're here to party.
We're here to party,
and now our family pet Cujo's gone crazy.
Yeah, Cujo. All right, well, this one's Ben was his name on the Primate. But what would you guys give Primate?
I think it's going in. It's gonna be a fucking dumb movie. I recommend you have some fun, get some drinks, whatever. I think it's a 5 out of 10. It's an average movie. I think they wasted a lot of potential in the beginning. If they would have just set up them living with the chimpanzee, kind of cover that and all this stuff, as opposed to the daughter's like, oh, I haven't been away because
that's a good point.
Something happens. Like, you don't care.
I don't care about that.
Exactly, you don't care.
We take it from the perspective of Lucy, who's been away.
She's been away.
She comes to the family house.
It's like, oh, the sister's like, oh, you've been away. I hate this. It's like, okay,
don't talk to me.
Yeah. That lasted like
we don't give a fuck.
It lasted
I was
2
more
seconds.
interested in this really good Primate effect.
Exactly.
And it's like, come on,
so
let's
they
see more.
should have. Maybe I would have gotten more like, oh, this is sad because we already invested the beginning of the movie. You're here with them. It's like, oh, this gives a backstory of the monkey and this and that. And then also with some of the kills that happened kind of too fast. I would have liked it probably a little bit better if they would have done more of the house stuff, or they are secluded. Fucking make them go out there. This monkey is just going crazy. You're just like that. You're just there.
Shit.
They're hiding.
They are in Hawaii.
Yeah. So, and there's nobody around.
Yeah.
So I think that's another wasted potential they could have had to make this a better movie for me. But overall, you don't care about the characters. You're just there for stupid kills. And practical effects is like, fine, whatever. It reminded me of Congo a bit with those with those apes. But 5?
5?
Yeah.
I was thinking
average movie.
I was thinking 5 or 6 because I was expecting dog shit, January horror, and it's not as bad as January horror normally is. But I like the kills. I mean, there are some really good ones, like really good ones, and there are some of them are clearly too quick. But I mean, like everything that you said is right. It's like there's a giant pile of wasted potential when we're just sitting in the one area that dominates, and they don't do anything clever with it. I mean, if we end up in the pool, then sure. This movie would have been like 8, 9 out of 10 if it turned into a hide and seek game, where like the chimp's favorite thing is hide and seek. And he's just going and murdering people in the house.
With his tablet.
Doing crazy things. Because then
Lucy.
there's like tension and there's other stuff there. But the problem is we wasted the entire middle section of this movie.
Yeah.
So way better than I thought it was going to be, but still ended up being kind of disappointed. But if you have to see a movie this week, I guess see Primate. It's fine. It's fine, Joe.
And the score?
It's fine. 6.
Yeah, I'm also going to go 6 out of 10, but it's a little bit more positive. It's one of these old school animal attack creature films, and it's done pretty well if you look at it at that, because you compare with Cujo and some of these others, it's on that level, if not slightly above that level. I wish there was a little bit more originality, because we do play with those horror tropes. I think they're playing with it on purpose, really paying homage to the 80s, 90s standard horror slasher things, and doing their own thing. The soundtrack really elevates it. Without the soundtrack, with all these great tracks where it's like, I actually want to listen to the soundtrack after the movie, I probably would have been like Joe, like an average film, 5 out of 10. But I think it elevates some of the scenes and the tension. So, good on the music by Adrian Johnson, so I want to give him a shout out. And I liked it. I was surprised by it. It's not the best, but it's certainly not the, fuck you, it's January.
It's not the best. It's not good. It's not great. It's not inventive. It's fine.
I think it's good. Because I'm giving it above average. I think it's good. But it's hard for me to be like, run out and see this film.
See, 7 for me is good. I think 7 is like the good score. So it's not good. It's above average.
It's above average.
It's fine.
I see. I thought 7 was great, and 6 would be good. 5 is average. Average can also be considered good by people, at least in my head. But
everything is either
caveats.
awesome or dog shit, so says the internet.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's Primate, guys. Check it out in theaters. That's how we begin 2026 in movies. Not bad. Not good either. So we'll talk in the spoilers section if you've seen Primate, or if you're not interested in Primate and kind of want to know what was going on in it.
The good, the bad. Stick around.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Hey, welcome to the spoiler section for Primate. So, I always want to jump to fucking stupidity, right? Because I can't stand it, and I memorized some of the things that really bothered me in horror movies. Okay, so this house is really dark. It's set at nighttime. Nobody ever fucking flicks on a goddamn light. At no point was a light. The director
Ben was so
turn on that light.
Ben was so smart. He turned off all the power. he did it.
Maybe that's what they should have put a scene in there of him breaking the fucking power. But nobody turns on the light. Even at a point where the girls call the boys, the girls are like, "Come fuck us." I'm like, what the fuck? Who talks like this? Nobody talks like this. It's supposed to be a joke, right? But you don't fucking tell somebody you've never fucking met before or more than once on a plane to go do something like that. I ain't letting those boys in the fucking house. These girls are fucking crazy. And the whole time the father's like the father only encourages the younger boy that he already knows that Lucy has a crush on, who meets her at the airport and is a family friend. But they meet these guys on the fucking airplane, and they're just weirdos, and they call them, and they're just vulgar like that with them. So the guys know they're going to get laid. So I thought they would have got there instantly. Ding dong! After they hung up the phone. But no, it takes a little while for them to show up, I guess because they were doing drugs themselves. And they come in all drunk and on something clearly. But still, I mean, they're looking for the girls. The house is fucking empty. Now they're going, I understand walking in, nobody answer. I understand going into the living room, going into the study. But you're going into individual rooms now, and you're not turning on lights.
Look, they're already in, they're drunk, whatever.
Yeah. So there's that, and then the whole fucking thing where it's like this primate is out of control, clearly has rabies, already bit the leg of your younger sister, and when you get out of the pool in order to run to a phone, you already know what your objective is, but there's bullshit that happens, and then later on, glass gets broken on the floor, and later on they get out of the pool again to navigate the house, but nobody is paying attention. The first navigation from the pool to the house She steps on a fucking remote control. It's like, ugh, it's a fucking annoying. You know that you can't make noise, and you're not looking where you're stepping. You know, you just follow. That's contrived. And then the second time, after they see a fucking glass shatter, then they're going real slow. The movie makes a point of her feet on the glass. And so it's like, okay, I'm stepping on glass. I know I'm stepping on glass, but I'm not going to look at my next step. And then she steps on a shard that's higher than the other shards. It's like, but you were looking and you were stepping on the glass already. And then she steps, goes, ah! And then, of course, the private. But you know, that's the kind of things that you allow in these kind of slasher thriller horror films.
Well, I wanted them to
when
die.
they're doing the tropes.
Yeah, because again, you don't really care about the characters, and I would have rather I had more fun when they were inside in the house, and like she did make some noise. Yeah. One of my favorite scenes is like once they get the phone. Like, they're trying to get inside because they don't have a phone. They're stuck in the pool. Her sister got bit. Now she's kind of sick with rabies, so they're trying to get her out. So Lucy, they sneak up inside. It's like, oh, we got to get Nick's phone.
Yeah.
They get Nick's phone. Best scene was, like, kind of a little jump scare. It's like, bad Lucy. He's like, holy shit. You see him in the fucking beam. He's just there.
Yeah, it's great.
That's a good scene.
He faked her out.
Yeah, I was like, bad Lucy.
Bad Lucy.
If they would have done more of that stuff.
More of the fucking iPad.
Yeah, something like that. Like, they're all hiding, like he's just calling them out or something with the
They do a closet scene right there where they get in the closet and he's like sniffing around, and that's a tense scene because they're out of the goddamn pool.
Yeah, and I kind of wanted these two fucking douchebags or whatever. One of them gets killed. Buddy sees him, so now he's like panicking, running around the house, trying to escape or like just hide for his like life. But we didn't get that.
No, but that's actually the one douchebag who shows up. Actually, I think is the coolest kill.
Yeah, that was great.
Which one?
Ben is looking at him through mosquito nets on the bed.
Oh, I like that.
And then he crawls in, and he thinks this guy is just like, oh, it's just a pet chimp. We don't know. He doesn't know anything about it.
Yeah, it's like, who does
He
this?
does find a picture,
and he's
so
like,
he knows there's a chimp.
He's like, well, who's a pet chimp? And so one arm, Ben holds one arm down, with his foot holds another arm down.
Like, holy shit.
And then eventually sticks his hand in there and then rips his, like, it's slow.
Yeah.
Just pulls it off, and then his tongue is wagging, and he's drowning in his blood.
Yeah.
So it's like the kills are really good.
Yeah.
And when we're in the house, we're really good. We spent 30 minutes.
Drew and Brad.
Yeah.
This is the character's name. Drew and Brad show up to have sex with these chicks, and they just go around the house. He gets killed because he's in the young daughter's room with the cool red light. He does turn on a light, but it's the red light, and he's like, whoa, cool. And that's when he jumps in her bed and then looks at the picture and gets killed. Meanwhile, it's also weird that Drew and Brad, their dialogue is so bad. Yeah, they're like, oh, I don't know where they're at. It's like, all right, you go into the basement and I'll go upstairs. And he's like, oh, you going upstairs? And he's like, yeah, they're probably waiting for us to have sex. It's like, okay, but then why would Brad go into the basement if that's where they're at? Whatever. So Brad goes down while he goes up. Drew gets killed up there by his jaw being fucking ripped off. And I liked how the primate was just playing with his jaw. You know, that's a fun thing because he's an animal, and he's just like, he sticks the jaw back on, and he puts the jaw on himself. It's like, damn, man, I love that.
That's
hit that shit. Hit it harder.
Well, I mean, in the first
the gas.
The first 30 seconds of the movie, again, the movie's told kind of out of order, where the vet shows up because they know the chimp has been bit by something. So the vet shows up and he's like, hey, Ben, I'm here to help you. I know you're not feeling well. The chimp grabs him when he sees the needle and rips his face off.
Yeah,
and
it just grabs a big chunk of his skin and then rips.
And it's like that. You open with that. I was like, let's go. January movie curse has ended. This is gonna be cool.
Well, I'm actually surprised, happy that you brought that back up because I wanted to make a comment on that. I didn't like that. I liked it. And I know why it needed to happen because you're absolutely right.
The movie would have been boring as shit.
Yes, that's what happened. So they probably edited this thing where it wasn't like that at the beginning because they literally replay a scene, and I've not seen that before in a film. Yeah. It was somewhat confusing where they begin this thing, they're in an enclosure, the guy comes, and then the monkey does the ripping. So initially I thought, okay. And then when they introduced Ben, he's happy, he's having a good time. And I'm like, oh, are they going to do a switcheroo? Like Ben is our good guy so we can get a franchise out of it. And Ben would fight this other monkey that's in somewhere else and shows up at the house. And these kids are like, is that your mom? And they all mistake him from because. But then I was like, man, that's kind of too convenient. They're not two different apes. And it turns out that it's just told. They just basically took one clip of the film that's about 35, 40 minutes into the film and then just played it at the beginning to let people know what was up. But that was a good choice because it does get you prepared. And if they didn't do it, shit, I could see people walking out because the first 35 to 40 minutes are
exactly.
boring.
That's why I think if I was a director, I would have started it from the house. It's like, okay, we all here. This is the chimp, and this is the story, and we know the vet. He's like, okay, well, this is the family vet. We get the introductions to everyone. We're already at the fucking house.
And you
the
care
dad's
more
gonna be
about
leaving.
a younger daughter because you see her interacting with the chimp
we get
and all
more
this
time
stuff.
with them.
And the big sister comes to protect. That's way better, Joe.
Yeah, we'll start with that, and the dad's like, hey, I got to go to a meeting. Okay, you guys have the house to yourselves. All right, start it there. We don't need the other,
but Joe, you're not the genius behind Raccoon City.
But
so
we had to
make
get
these
Drew and
decisions.
Brad.
That's fine.
They met him on the fucking
They
plane.
don't know.
could be friends.
Be like, oh, yeah, my dad's coming out of town. It's like, oh, let's have a house party. Great, come
The
on
house
over.
is on the beach. It could be dudes walking on the beach. They can be like, hey, you should
Exactly.
come by later. And then they do. And we fixed it. We don't have to watch 30 minutes of them.
Yeah, I agree 100%. That idea would have been better. Probably would have gone up to like 7,
Yeah,
maybe 8.
for me, it would have, because again, all that boring stuff after the first kill, the vet, fucking boring.
So our characters, essentially, we got Lucy, who is the main character. This is the older sister.
She's very sad. She's been away
She doesn't
for a
die.
long time.
She talks with a speakerphone in an airplane, and if you do that, you fucking suck. And so Lucy sucks.
Damn,
and she does
Alex
not,
remembered that moment. He's like, dumb bitch.
if you're trapped with someone and you're like, your voice, stop it.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah.
We are trapped in here.
So Lucy shows up and to visit her younger sister, which I believe is Hannah. No, Hannah is the sexy girl, the wild card that gets invited. You also have Kate, which is I think her friend. It's either Erin or Kate or one of them. I can't see their faces. So you got three girls. One of them promiscuous. One of them the good best friend, and one our main character. They meet two boys on a plane, which is Drew and Brad. And once they arrive, but they're just minor and they fuck off.
Yeah, that's fine.
And they get their numbers or whatever. Then when they land the plane, they are met by Nick, who is our heartthrob, our Hawaiian heartthrob. The brother character.
The older brother,
not
which
a
I
brother.
thought it was a younger brother.
He's not a brother.
Yeah, he's the brother of the best friend.
Yeah.
Oh, brother of best friend. Yes. So then Lucy has had a crush on our character Nick here for a while, but the promiscuous hot chick, whatever her name is, Hannah. You could tell that they're interested in each other, and so the film plays with that a little bit, where she gets sad because she's walking in while they're kissing, and she's like, oh, I wanted to kiss, and so. Initially, there's conflict between these. And I liked how there was kind of like all this bullshit teen drama that immediately gets interrupted by a motherfucking primate with rabies. And all bets are off. Everything gets thrown out the window. The girls start cooperating, and the girls start to help each other as well. So that was the better part of the film. So the main way but it's Hannah. It goes almost to a Hannah point of view, this chick, and she goes down, she's exploring the house, and she goes down and sees this pool area, and I'm like, God damn, this house is like a fucking $10 million house or something. And they got this
fucking private island.
Fucking cave system, fucking pool.
His dad selling them books.
But there's no way to go from the backyard to the front yard, unlike every other house that's ever existed, because you have to go through the house where the chimp is.
So then he goes to the pool area, but luckily that's where shit goes down. And the primate is there kind of scaring Hannah and looking all mean at her. And Hannah's not familiar with the apes. She doesn't know this is kind of how, the ape should act. And no, she notices something's wrong. Grabs her. Everybody else runs down when she's screaming, including the youngest, which I guess would be
Aaron.
Maybe Aaron. Yeah, Aaron. And Aaron is probably closest with Ben, the primate. And when Ben bites her fucking leg, that's when and then they're like, I'm not going to do this stupid tropey thing where it's like, there's nothing wrong with him, this and that, or that's just the way he is. The dad kind of did it because the dad shows up. He's like, oh, he acts weird around strangers. I'm like, please don't do this.
He's not frothing yet.
But immediately it gets serious when he bites. It's basically his owner and the most vulnerable of his owners, who is Aaron. Now, there was a little bit of an, continuity error. Aaron gets her leg bit. And I'm talking flesh comes off, muscle comes off, and it's bleeding profusely. Then they all jump in the pool because Ben can't swim, doesn't like water. But then the pool never gets
chlorine.
Bloody.
Chlorine, and they put the guy's shirt.
Yeah, the guy's shirt. It's a blood filter.
Yeah, but not a single drop of blood is in the pool. Because they wanted to do the shots of the clean water and you can see everything.
Red would have been cooler, though.
And stuff. But red would have been cooler. Exactly. It does get, and I noticed later on towards the end when the climax happens and he falls and then there's blood leaking into the pool, then it turns red. But it's like.
But that's ape blood. It's different, Joe. Okay. It's science.
Yeah. What else? Talk to me about. How they do that.
All right, so
let's do the kills.
Chronologically, the vet is the one that gets his face ripped in half first.
That's how he's escaped.
Yeah, they open up the movie with that, but then it's actually way later on. And then we have the Aaron attack, which is the next major attack, and then Nick, who is
the hot guy.
What's his name's older brother, and so he's like the chimp moves over because it's an infinity pool. It's right on the edge of this giant cliff, which is not where you build a pool. Infinity
fucking
pool.
cool.
It's great. It's crazy. But the chimp can't get him because of hydrophobia. So it runs across and stands on the edge. He's like, I'm gonna push this chimp over. It's like, bro, have you seen how strong chimpanzees? You want to get into?
Look. He should at least splash it first. That way he would have covered his face and then pushed it.
He's young and dumb.
That's actually a great idea.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing in the theater. I was like, this is an opportunity. Fucking knock that chimp off. And that's what the film does. I'm like, oh, thank God. But he's just, unfortunately.
He's like, I'm going to get you, guy.
It was, he's doing the swimming. You need to do something to distraction your pocket sand from Joe. But no, he just goes for it. And due to just muscle on muscle, he does get him. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, he gloats or he's taking a moment like, I did it, haha, and he smiles. And in a horror movie when the camera is showing someone smile and it's too soon, then he grabs his hand and then they start to tussle and then they both go over. They should have both died at that point, but the monkey's a monkey, and he grabs on something that you don't see.
He sees,
but he falls hundreds of feet.
The motherfucker falls hundreds of feet, and then
on his neck,
falls directly on his head.
Oh shit!
Okay, and I was like, all right, great. The film's not afraid to kill some of these other characters, and then it keeps going. Because I thought, they'll kill the boy, but they keep all the girls alive. There's a girl power, and they make it out. Nope.
Well, we got a long way to wait because between Nick dying and his sister dying, it's a long time. Because they're in the pool for a while, and eventually they're like, we have to get a phone.
Well, that's fine. I mean, there's only like 3-4 characters left, and you got to build the tension.
Yeah, my problem is I didn't think they were building any tension. We were just like sitting in this pool doing nothing.
Yeah.
And so they go in to get Nick's phone, and then this is actually they get out of the pool. They are in danger, and so there is tension. And so this is when they step on the door, the Explorer goes on the thing, and they hide.
They hide in a closet.
But the next kill is, unfortunately, Nick's sister, who she falls down the stairs, and then Ben has a rock. I don't know where he got the rock, but he's got a big old rock, and he just smashes her head in.
Yeah, it doesn't appear he had a rock while he was chasing her, but then all of a sudden a rock appeared.
Hey, it's a cool scene, whatever. I like, heads getting mashed in with rocks.
And Lucy does the slow-mo,
no. Yeah.
But it was cool.
Then she gets away.
Now, realistically, if the primate had the rabies, I think you'd be able to kick it and get inside and lock the door, and you're good in the house. I'm not sure a primate would be strong enough to burst through the fucking sliding glass door, because that's what he does. At one point, they managed to close the sliding glass door.
It looked thick, but I've seen a drunk idiot friend of mine who did go through a sliding glass door.
Okay.
He's not anywhere near as strong. About as smart as a chimp, but
then I take it back. That myth has been busted.
I thought they were gonna do some with the fires. Like the fires aren't there.
Yeah, the camera doesn't linger on the fire, and the fire's in the way of the lens
afraid of water,
times,
not
but
fire.
he doesn't do.
Fire still fucking.
I thought the chimp was gonna pick somebody up and throw him in the fire just to see what would happen, because he's curious, little curious chimp. But no, it doesn't happen.
No one ever puts that out.
So yeah, her best friend Kate or whatever dies, and then we are down to just the original sisters
and Hannah, who is
and Hannah, right?
So before Hannah dies, though, both douchebags show up, and we get one excellent kill. One kill that is kind of off screen.
Yeah, I wish they would have pressed it. That was Brad.
That's
the guy
when-
went to the basement.
That's when he should have been like hiding in the house, or like he's just running outside of the house, and he's like in the fucking forest or something.
He ends up.
with that.
He ends up in the backyard or something with the lawn chairs, and they start screaming. And he looks down at the pool. He finally sees the girls. He's like, "What the hell? What's going on?" And they're like, "Hey, there's an ape on the loose or a chimpanzee on the loose. Go do this." And so then he notices him right there.
Yeah,
gets scared, falls on
out.
the ground, slides over, puts a chair in the way. The chimp throws a chair easily out of the way, but he does notice a fucking spade, a fucking shovel. And I was like, okay, we're going to get an action scene. And then, unfortunately, it's all off. You hear a bunch of fighting and a bunch of chimpanzees going crazy. And then when it cuts back, you see it's the chimp that has
You are not stronger than the chimp.
I was like, nice. He probably grabbed it at first, maybe hit it once, but we didn't see any of this. Chimp takes it back.
Yeah.
So Hannah uses that to advantage. She's like, oh, he's distracted right now. So she runs up. She sees him getting his ass whooped and takes off into the car.
But she
She
grabbed
got
the
the
wrong
wrong
keys.
keys.
Yeah.
Initially, this was the girl that you want to see die. Or they kind of played it. They didn't press it too hard. She's not rude. She's not overly rude. She's not overly mean. But when she has the conflict with the main character, I think the audience is supposed to be like, oh, we're on Lucy's side. But eventually, Hannah does kind of earn your... what do you call it when you don't want a character to die, or you're kind of you eventually rooting for her. And she gets in the car. Unfortunately, was the wrong keys, and then when the monkey plays with her because he's just looking through the glass.
He has the correct keys, and he's constantly unlocking the door, even though he's never.
How does he know that?
Yeah, these are the douchebags' keys in
like,
cars,
oh,
so he's pushing the right.
buttons.
And so
We're gonna allow it because the motherfucker can communicate on an iPad. He knows tech, and he looks around. And chimpanzees are smart, so he manages.
And
maybe we push this a little.
I wanted to see him kill her. I was there to see him kill her, and he kills her in the car.
She manages to call 911. He opens the back door. She opens the driver door. I'm like, okay, if I'm in this situation, what do I do? Everything that she was doing. She gets out. Unfortunately, she gets whoop.
She does it too
yanked.
slow.
She does it too slow. Right.
I was like, the doors are open.
Well, that's slow because he's not moving fast, right? And then once he goes, then she goes, but she gets sucked back into the car. Then it's just chimp time.
He rips her throat out, I think.
Yeah, because we get a lot of blood and gore right there. So Hannah dies as well.
So now everyone is dead now except the daughters, and then the father realizes that his daughters haven't got back to him, and then his vet friend was like, hey, this mongoose you sent in had rabies.
No, it doesn't.
What the fuck?
There's no rabies in Hawaii.
He's like, okay, thank you. I will test it again.
But then he keeps calling his daughter, and he's like, fine, I'm going to leave my potential Hollywood deal. I'm going to go check on my daughter because there's like this, it's not even a subplot, but they'd mentioned, it's like, hey, you keep leaving, and, we want you here. And he's, well, I got to take care of this one deal. But he leaves the Hollywood deal to come home to save his daughters, and he does.
Yeah, so and I was like, is that true? There's no rabies in Hawaii? No, Hawaii is the only U.S. state rabies-free. There's no established rabies in its animal population currently, but cases have occurred where animals brought in from outside the state, and they had to take care of those, and then they contained the outbreak or whatever. But none of that happens here. It's just an organic thing. I guess the mongoose maybe come from out, and the mongoose out of state. Out of state mongoose, God damn it. But did you guys think that he showed the appropriate amount of concern? Because at one point in the morning, he throws a fucking mongoose on the table while they're fucking eating. I don't know what father would do that with their 2 daughters, but maybe there are fathers that are jacked like that. And they're like, "What the fuck, Dad?" And he's like, "Oh, look, this was in Ben's cage. He bit him. I am gonna get it tested
just in case." But if he knows that if he knows that there is no rabies in Hawaii, then I think he showed the appropriate. Actually, he called the vet immediately. He's like, "I already called the vet," so it's like
they said, "Hey, just keep him." He said, "Also keep him in his enclosure."
And he says, "Keep him in his enclosure." So I thought this was sufficiently script doctored.
Yes, that was fine.
Not overly, or it maybe could have done more, but I thought it was sufficient. Because I was looking for that. I was like, well, what's the excuse for the dad leaving after he already finds out that he's been bit? Because he does see the wound.
Yeah.
So I called the vet. He's in his cage. Everything's fine.
And I think it also helps that the doctor's on his way. And the doctor does show really shortly after that, so it's not like he left his daughters completely alone.
Yeah.
The doctor's there. Unfortunately, the doctor gets killed. So, well executed in that sense. And, talking about it more, I actually, when I talk about these movies, they go down in score. This one maintained the score, maybe even went up a little bit. Yeah, but you would still want
to fast forward, though.
Yeah.
Like the first...
I don't want to make it seem like they're in the pool the whole fucking film. To be fair, they're only in the pool like 25% of the film.
Well, I was going to say, too, those fucking lights up there must have been like reinforced cable. You over there fucking climbing over that?
That was the bullshit.
I was like, no, that's not, no.
When you're hanging on the thing, he would have fell into the water. It wouldn't have supported his weight because this is a big primate.
Yeah. It's not just the pool. It's like I found the plane kind of boring and unnecessary and the airport unnecessary, and so there was just a lot of scenes.
Couple quick fixes, like I said, would have raised it up.
Then we get to spend more time where I think this movie was doing really well. But
yeah, okay. Eventually, we get down to our main characters. The primate is chasing both Lucy and Aaron, the younger girl, throughout the house. The father walks in, but he can't hear. Okay, and so all this screaming is going on, and he's checking a room and doing something, and then at one point, the Ben gets a hold of Lucy, and he's beating on her. I'm like, oh, okay, Lucy's gonna die, but momentarily saved by Ben kind of recognizing Lucy, stopping a little bit, wanting to shake hands. His thing is he likes to shake hands. But then he gets pissed off again instantly.
Fucking breaks her wrist.
Yeah, the dad notices the douchebag without a jaw, and he's just like covered on the. And
that's why he's like, "Oh shit, something's going on."
Yeah, and so he goes down. He's got this little whistle that alerts Ben. Like it doesn't pacify him or anything, but it stops him from his rage where he's going to kill Lucy, and then they get into a fight.
They fight. You think the dad's gonna fight? Because every time the chimp gets on top of somebody, you're like, "Oh, yeah, once okay, this is bad.
Yeah,
this is
ground
bad."
and pound, you're dead.
But who gets the chimp off him? Is it the young daughter?
The first time it's the young daughter. The second time it's the dad.
The dad, he's like kind of unconscious, but they're kind of coming to. He hits him with the
trade.
Yeah, then he hits him with the wine bottle and then stabs him with the wine bottle.
Yeah. Oh, somebody gets a shovel at one point and knocks the primate, and I thought that was going to be the end of it, but no, it had to be the father stabbing with the broken wine bottle, then twisting. Wine bottles
are I'm gonna keep those around my house.
Keep those around.
Demogorgons. Chimps.
Yes, that's the reason I have so many wine bottles. I'm preparing. I don't have
primate.
Come at me.
Right. All right. And then that takes out the primate. He's not dead because it's like you always have to confirm your kills in horror movies.
It's a horror movie. You got double tap.
He gets back up. He charges, but they
Lucy separates the dad and then kind of like takes the charge. They break through the glass going into the pool, but the dad grabs her at the last moment. So then she's alive and he's falling. He gets impaled by the chair that fell.
And then that's where we get the blood pouring into the pool. And it ends. The police show up. They You know, there is one jump scare. It was like Bad Lucy or something like that. And she's like, oh,
Yeah,
fuck,
like,
I'm still alive. No, it's the police playing with the goddamn iPad. You son of a
The
bitch.
dad's like, hey, everything's going to be all right. It's like, nope, they're going to sue the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the parents.
Everyone's going to sue the You are not going to be okay.
realized that. No.
Yeah.
No,
You are not going to be okay.
You are going to be broke like a joke because
Who the fuck has a pet chimpanzee?
and you didn't secure the case. They're going to blame it all, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that has a very poor or a very bad ending for that family.
Don't think about it. It's a happy ending. The
At least
family's
they
alive.
get to live their life, right? Even if they have to sell that ridiculously crazy house. And then at the so we thought there might be an after credits or something, but there's not. It's just a
song.
jingle from a song.
Crab song.
Some crab thing. Walk to the
Not
right.
even,
walk
not
to the
even
left.
a good crab
I
song.
didn't understand it. I don't know why there was that little stinger at the end. Was that a song in the movie at some point?
They didn't really emphasize that, so I don't think so.
It was very odd. But other than that, the soundtrack was amazing. It reminded me, like I told you before, of XCOM and like the jingles of like Nightmare on Elm Street and Jason and things like that. So they did a good job on that. But yeah, that's it. All right, guys. Thank you all so much. We started off January with an all right.
That's all right.
We're going to see what else is in January. This January might be able to break the curse, right? Because what do we got? Oh, no. We got Greenland 2 to Migration. Well, this is what's coming out in January, not necessarily covering all of them. Horror comedy, Send Help. Oh, that's the one where the boss is on the island, right? And she's like fighting her boss. So that one might be good. Sci-fi thriller Mercy, starring Chris Pratt, Rebecca Ferguson, may be good. Then Return to Silent Hill. That one.
That looks terrible.
That one looks terrible. So that one might be the real January horror.
Yeah, because like we did the news on it. I never saw the trailer. Then I downloaded it and watched it. I was like,
You watch the trailer, you're like, this looks bad.
I was like, is this,
terrible.
did I download the right one?
Yeah.
I thought it was fake.
Right, yeah. If there was a trailer for a horror film I wanted to shout out called The Passenger, where it just kind of started, and I was like, wait, is this the movie? Because like it's just about
was pretty
two guys in
interesting. It
a
was a good
car.
trailer. Yeah, I like the trailer.
I'm actually looking forward to
It
that. Two
freaked
guys
me
in
out
a
a little
car
bit.
in the middle of nowhere. And I take long road trips all the time, and that stuff plays with your head.
fuck
It's like,
yeah.
well,
Especially
if I pulled
those
over,
Back roads? Yeah.
things.
No,
and
no,
So
never.
he's just driving on this thing, and he keeps seeing the same guy, and he's driving the same guy over and over as he drives past, and then he looks to the right, and boom, the guy's in the car and screams at him. I'm like, oh, that was effective. Clapping for you, sir. So I got to figure out when the hell.
I think that would be a great YouTube short. Bam, done. But
It
trying
did
to
seem-
trying to
it
stretch
did
something out like
seem
that, like Lights Out,
like
is too much. But like a short one would have been perfect.
I typed
We'll
in
see.
passenger, brought up Passengers with fucking Chris
Pratt.
No, Passenger, upcoming horror film. That one's May 29th. Later on this year. All right, guys. Well, thank you all very much for watching, and we will see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.